Illinois Republican Party is suing Governor J.B. Pritzker for the right to hold in-person meetings with 10 or more people.
Currently, those gatherings are banned until the state enters phase 4 of the governor's reopening plan. But GOP leaders point out that religious groups and protests have been exempt in recent weeks. The lawsuit claims Governor Pritzker is violating the First Amendment and the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause.
Governor Pritzker is ruling Illinois like an unaccountable king, where he only gets to decide which violations of his executive order have his blessing. The Illinois Republican Party will not sit idly by while the governor of Illinois applies one rule for himself and his political allies and another rule for everyone else.
Lawyers also want a federal judge to rule on Pritzker's ability to issue several disaster declarations throughout the pandemic. A spokeswoman for Governor Pritzker says the lawsuit is about scoring political points. Joining us now with more is Daniel Suhr with the Liberty Justice Center. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Thanks for having me on the show.
You bet. So let's start with exactly what this lawsuit is asking for. Do you, as I understand it, want to take away any and all limits on crowds for political gatherings?
What we want is fair treatment for our clients. So the center of the First Amendment is this principle that all of us have the right to engage in the public square on an equal playing field. That when we go into politics, our democracy only works if we're all treated fairly. And right now the governor's order is picking winners and losers. He's saying certain groups, you can use the First Amendment, but other groups, like my client, it's actually on the pain of law enforcement that they'll come after you if you get together and gather. And that's not fair. We need an equal playing field for everyone.
Are you keeping in mind the safety from COVID-19 when you file this lawsuit?
Absolutely. We're committed to having safe events, but we believe that that can be done while still respecting people's First Amendment rights. We know what works in this case. We do it every day when we go to the grocery store, Home Depot. We're saying political activity, especially in election year, is so core to our democracy working that we can take those same precautions and still have full use of the First Amendment.
So I understand that, and I certainly understand the confusion around a lot of this, but there aren't any groups aside from churches that can have more than 50. Is that correct?
That's in phase 4. That is correct. But look at the governor's participation in the protests of the recent weeks, and you see this pattern emerging that the governor's picking winners and losers. He's saying the First Amendment can be for you guys because I'm aligned with what you're doing politically. But if I disagree with you, there's this other standard that I'm going to apply that prevents you from engaging in public discourse. And that's not fair. The First Amendment's there to make sure all of us have an equal chance and that the government isn't picking winners and losers.
So do you see the governor using this politically against the Republicans? Is that how you're looking at this?
I think what we're seeing is the governor playing favorites, and that's the problem, right? Over the past weeks, we've had these protests, and the governor has recognized that protesters have the right to make a free choice for themselves about whether or not to protest or stay home because of the pandemic. That's their choice and their right under the First Amendment. We're asking for the same treatment to say every organization that engages in our public square deserves equal treatment and has the same First Amendment rights.
So there was a demonstration against these restrictions and no one really said anything about that. Do you sort of get the feeling that maybe there is just sort of this indiscriminate, okay, this protest is okay, this demonstration is okay, and you're looking to actually get a definitive number on it?
We're looking for clarity for sure. One of the fundamental principles of the First Amendment is that you shouldn't have to risk going to jail to exercise your rights. And unfortunately, the governor's order creates this confusion where the order says one thing, but then on any given day, as you've pointed out, the governor may or may not enforce the order. Our clients just want to follow the law. They want to do their activities, and they want to do it in accordance with the law. And we believe a higher law, namely the Constitution, guarantees them not only that clarity, but that equal treatment that we're asking for.
And Mr. Suhr, what is the harm in waiting till the state is open, through the next phase, rather than filing a lawsuit?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got an election coming up, right? Democracy happens on a timeline, and these next 6 months are the most important 6 months out of the 4-year cycle that elections take place. Presidential elections, as you guys well know as newscasters, right? This is when people are engaged, they're excited, they want to participate in our democracy. And so this is a uniquely important moment for our clients at the Republican Party and for all of us as citizens to be able to have those in-person conversations about who we're supporting, what policies we believe in, and that happens best in person, and it happens best right now. And that's why we need this lawsuit.
So just so I'm clear, I want to make sure I understand this 50 number. I hate to keep coming back to it because I guess essentially in 10 days we'll go to this 50 number. But are you saying that it should be larger than that because the governor has allowed these protests that have had hundreds, if not thousands of people?
These protests, but also church services. Right?
Well, those are limited to 50 though, aren't they?
Church services are not currently. You can have over 50 people at a church service, and we're asking for that same treatment, that just like a church under the governor's executive order has a complete exemption because it's a protected First Amendment activity, we're saying other protected First Amendment activity, like engaging in political speech, deserves the same treatment. And there's no cap, there's no limit on the number of people that can gather in those protected First Amendment circumstances.
How long do you think this is going to take to file, to go through before a judge, to come to fruition for you? I mean, by that time, could we be opened up for beyond 50 people?
So the governor's order says that we're not going to enter phase 5 until we have a vaccine or some other definitive treatment. So we could be talking about 12, 18 months until we can move into that final full reopen phase. And so that's way obviously past the election, and it's far out in the future. What we're asking a court for is resolution now in the very near future so that our clients can move forward in the coming weeks and months to do their important role in informing all of us in our democracy about the choices we have in November.
Daniel Sir of the Liberty Justice Center. Thank you so much, sir. Be safe, be well.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks, Cindy, you guys.
Thanks.
Have a great night.
You too.